Alright guys, welcome. Today I'm going to be discussing whether or not Dead by Daylight is worth getting into in 2025. So this is before the FNAF chapter comes out, I want to clarify, and post Tokyo Ghoul. Currently we got the Blood Moon event, so you guys are currently playing, you know where we're at. Um, I'm just going to say off the bat, I'll save you 10, 15 minutes. I'll say no. I don't think this game is worth getting into in this day and age. Especially if you're a complete noob. Like if you're someone who's like scrolling the PlayStation Store and sees it on sale, like, oh, I want to try that, you know? You see Five Nights at Freddy's in there in like 3 months. I just don't think it is. We'll get into that, but I'm just gonna say no. Not if you're a beginner. This game is not beginner friendly. First and foremost, is it is an absolutely massive low taper fade. It's a massive monetary investment. So first things first, all of the characters, survivors and killers, they come in chapters. Each of these characters is pretty much $5. The chapters, sometimes they're a couple bucks higher because they'll contain like extra cosmetics or charms or whatever. So you're pretty much looking at $5 a character. Uh, as you can see, I have most of the roster. I've played the game since 2019. I'd wager to say I probably have about 300 to 400 hours of the game. I've played it on and off here and there between new chapters. It's by no means like my main game, but I've played a fair bit of it. A lot of these characters, very pricey. Same thing with the survivors. If you picked everything up on sale, because I mean that's one thing I will give to the game is that stuff goes on sale pretty frequently on native stores like Steam or PlayStation Store. I don't know about Microsoft or Xbox, but I know that Steam and PlayStation have them on sale pretty frequently. But yeah, massive monetary investment here. So a lot of these characters have specific perks. Killers and survivors alike, each character comes with 3 perks. And you can't really acquire those perks other ways. There is something called the Shrine of Secrets, but it's really not that great. You'll have to grind out, I think it's about 8,000, probably a little more, iridescent shards to get 1 perk. And this is completely random. I think in recent time, they've done a better job at including licensed perks, but even then, if you're waiting for like, I don't know, Starstruck or Lucky Star or something like that, you know, like an alien perk or whatever, using, what's her face? What's her name? Her, Ellen Ripley. Big fan. Yeah, she is Lucky Star. I've seen that in the shrine maybe once or twice, and you know, goes for all of the entire cast. So ultimately, your best bet on getting specific perks, if you want them, is to just buy the character outright. And if you want to try a specific build and there's a character that has one specific perk that you want and it's not in the shrine, I wouldn't place bets on it going to the shrine anytime soon. The point is that if it's licensed, you have to pay. Like Lara Croft, you can't use free in-game currency to get her. Iridescent shards are the free currency for Dead by Daylight. You can't use that to get her. Or any licensed character for that matter. You can use iridescent shards to get original characters, i.e., you know, Jonah or Jeff, but like Lori, Ellen, Nicolas Cage, anyone, right? The Resident Evil characters, you have to pay your real money for Oryx cells to get those characters, or just buy the chapter outright from the native store. But still, you're, you know, between a rock and a hard place, you're going to have to spend money on this game. Same deal for killers, same thing with survivors. Another thing is the game's shop. So this is a pay-to-play game. Dead by Daylight itself is like $40, I think. Maybe it's 20 now, I don't know. But there's varying editions of the game that include different characters. And again, that's kind of where you might end up getting your bang for your buck if you really want to get into the game, is buy a specific edition. Like the Gold Edition contains like half of the characters that were released. But yeah, the shop itself, all of these skins cost money. Now, they have a feature that they've implemented where you can buy certain skins with iridescent shards, but these are like pretty pricey in terms of shards. If you're a veteran player, you probably won't really have a problem shilling out the shards for it, especially if you play the game consistently. But after, I think, 3 weeks to a month, the new skins become purchasable with shards, but they still charge you money for these, and occasionally they'll have like seasonal skins, like there'll be like Christmas or Halloween skins that are limited time, so they really prey on that FOMO, you know, the fear of missing out. They also have their own variation of a battle pass called the Rift. That also costs about $10.
Count me in.
No, don't count me in. Yeah, the Rift is decent. It's a pretty solid bang for your buck in terms of buying things, but again, it's another method where you have to pay money to get a return. You do get reimbursed for your Oryx cells, so again, I think it's decent, but that's, you know, we're kind of putting the horse before the carriage here. There's a massive monetary loss that you're going to be facing if you decide to get into the game. Secondly, you know, if you decide to get into the game and you buy all your favorite characters, there is a massive, I keep saying massive, sorry, massive time investment that you're going to have to do. So, again, right, you buy your character, you play, I don't know, you get the twins because you want to get coup de grace, right? Guess what? This is the Blood Web. This is how you level your characters up. It's how you unlock new perks. With the exception of prestiging. Now you can see I just bought the twins. I'm so excited to play them. What do you mean I can only use one perk until I get to level 15? You know, if I'm a new player, I got like 3 blood points to my name. Yeah, you have to invest in the character and get them prestiged 1, 2, and 3 in order to unlock all of their perks on other characters. So right now, none of my other killers have the twins perks. I have to get these guys to level 50 3 times. Well, actually, I only have to get them to prestige 3, but still, I have to get them 2 full levels. So I have to do this 50 times once, then 50 times again, and then all of their perks. The character that I just spent $5 on, only after I invest like 5 hours of gameplay into that character do I unlock their perks on any of my other characters. This goes for literally everybody. Every killer, every survivor, there's no in between. You have to get them to prestige 3 in order to unlock their perks on another character. So keep that in mind. Again, massive time investment. Now, blood points, it's how you level your characters up. It's pretty grindy, but there are blood point bonuses that you can get that increase your blood points per match. Sometimes there's events, like currently we have a blood rush going on. Actually, not, we don't have a blood rush. It's a blood point event. It's the blood moon event. But yeah, with events, there are certain add-ons. Sorry, not add-ons. Offerings that you can unlock through the Blood Web, and you can equip those to your character, and you get like double blood points for that match. But like I was saying, there is something called the Blood Rush where you'll occasionally have it go on, and it'll give you like 1.5 blood points, or 2 times the blood points. There is the bonuses for playing Killer or Survivor. So like if you look at Survivor, it's an incentive, you'll get 50% more blood points. So there's that. That's usually always active, but still, if you're a new player, it's going to take a while to grind with just that in place. But again, even then, just keep that in mind. It's going to be massive time investment. My final point against Dead by Daylight is the community. You will not find a more toxic community than Dead by Daylight's. Oh, it just went up 100%. So yeah, you can end up capitalizing on that. But still, keep in mind, it's a long, lengthy, tedious process. But yeah, the community, personally, and this is just my, again, this entire video, just my personal preference, my experience with the game. Everyone's might be different, but this is mine. It's my account. My retelling of events. I have never gotten more death threats, vitriol, anything, you know, more in-game harassment on any other platform than this. And I play Overwatch. You know, like Overwatch will get the occasional, like, slur, but that's a given. But with Dead by Daylight, there are people that are like, I'm going to dox you, I'm going to SWAT you, I'm going to find you, hunt you down, and like gut you myself. And like verbatim, I've had people say that in my in-game DMs. Like they went out of their way to open a chat with me and tell me some kind of like horrific, awful thing because they died. It's bad. So, you know, I don't really have a problem with it. Personally, after probably 10 threats, I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to give these the time of day. I shut off my open DMs, so my DMs on PlayStation are not closed. Like, no automatic friend requests, nothing. All of my stuff is privatized, because there are some freaking troglodytes out there on this game that really go to extreme lengths to just let you know how angry they are that they got down, or that they can't last more than 3 seconds in chase. So just keep that in mind. If that is something you're sensitive to, you will probably be facing quite a bit of that. But yeah, ultimately, I don't think the game is very beginner friendly. The learn to play this, it gives you a couple 100,000 blood points. So, I mean, it gets you started a little bit. Like, you'll probably be able to get your character to level 15, but still, if you're a new player, you're not going to have anything prestige. You're going to be rocking with, like, the bare bones, baby, basic perks that are not that good. The MMR and the matchmaking in this game is pretty terrible. So if you have a couple good games and you're a new player, you know, you play Baby Killer and you get, you know, 2 or 3 kills, like 5 games in a row, you're going to start getting some crazy TTV streamers that are going to kick your teeth in and ruin the gameplay experience for you. So if you start doing good in games, I mean, obviously proportionally, the better you do, the higher MMR you're going to get. But if you're still a new killer and you're just kind of on a good roll, you're having fun with the game, you'll eventually hit a point where it becomes like treacherous. You're just going to get instant gen rush, and you're going to get the teabag at the exit gate, you know, quintessential Dead by Daylight activity. You'll go through that, and just whether or not that determines whether or not you want to queue again, just don't rage queue. That's all I'll say. The tutorial and the game manual it's not very in-depth. It's not very good. All of the blood points, the prestiging, how to get all the characters, the chapters, it's all a lot to take in for a new player. So essentially, is it worth getting into? I still say no, but I think more specifically, it is just not a beginner-friendly game. If you're someone who watches streamers play it and you're well acquainted with it, I guess sure, go for it. The main reason I choose to make this now is because FNAF is coming out. You know, Five Nights at Freddy's probably going to get Springtrap as the Killer during Anniversary. I feel like they're going to make some massive quality of life changes before that chapter comes out, because I feel like that's going to be a pivotal moment in Dead by Daylight history, whether or not that chapter goes well. Like, if it does really well, I think that'll give this game a larger lifespan than it would have otherwise had. If it's catastrophic like it was with the Resident Evil chapters, it might not look good. But yeah, in terms of asymmetrical survival horror, quote unquote, because this is hardly a survival horror style game, after 10 games that horror wears off, so embrace that while you can. Yeah, just keep all of these factors in mind when you're getting into the game. You want to jump into the fog. Yeah, I ultimately don't think it's worth. I think it is the kingpin of asymmetrical survival horror games, so the competition's pretty scarce. The only active game right now that can even like remotely combat it, probably Outlast Trials and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre just got put on the PlayStation Store for the PlayStation Plus monthly games, so it's probably on the decline of its lifespan if it had to go to that degree. They had to make that kind of a play, so I wouldn't really bank on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But yeah, even Outlast Trials is kind of far left field, but it is asymmetrical type game. But yeah, this game is pretty much the kingpin. Probably no notable competition coming out in the near future either, not that I know of. There's like Killer Clowns from Space. I know that came out a while ago, but I've heard nothing about that, especially by comparison to Dead by Daylight, so hard to say. I think this game is going to keep its crown for quite a while, but the point is, just know what you're getting yourself into if you do decide to invest into this game, because you will be investing a lot. So yeah, if you do decide to get into it, best advice I can give you is just have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Keep your DMs off, because there are some salty, vitriol-fueled individuals out there, especially in this community. They will never be happy, no matter what the devs do. But yeah, get your wallets ready. Make sure you got a lot of free time, because you'll need it. But yeah, take it easy out there, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe. I'll catch you next time.